Okay, welcome back to our Windows Server deployment. Once you have connect your Windows Server 2012 R2 using your remote desktop, right? You will get this Windows, this view, this desktop. So you see your host name, your instant ID from the AWS, your public IP address that can be accessed through remote desktop now, but later we'll try to install web server and try to view using web browser, but you need to enable it first. Then your private IP, which normally this IP only can be communicated within your cloud environment or with your virtual private cloud. You can set for your security and also the accessibility based on your internal IP address. Okay, and availability zone, we know that for AWS Educate, you just you only allow to host your resources in this data center, US East. Okay, and this is instant type. We select, for me I select T2 medium, which more resources. See how many resources I have here. Okay, for this server, I have CPU Xeon, and then I allocate 4 gig of RAM, right? Okay, there's no issue. Hopefully after this I can install web server. Okay, how to install a web server? In Windows, they have their built-in web server. They call it Internet Information System, or IIS. Previously, you can install any other web server like Apache, but now in Windows Server, they have already built in the package, so just install it, enable it. Okay, how to start IIS? So we go to Server Manager. This one, Server Manager, right? Then Server Manager will be pop up. This is by default. You see local, all server, file and storage server, no other service. This is by default. Give you, but how to add on the service? First, we need to add roles. Okay, where is it? This is the things. First, we need to add roles. Server Manager, right? You can click add roles. Then this Windows will be pop up, and you need to go until you see what type of server available to be add on. So before you begin, this wizard to install role service or features. You determine which role service or features to install based on the computing need. Organization such as sharing document or hosting a website. But for this lab, we just only want to hosting a website. To remove roles, we can just start the remove roles features. But this one we only want add on new roles. Before you continue, this one the normal line. Okay, click next. You see here, select the installation type. You can install roles and features on running physical computer or virtual machine, or on offline virtual hard disk. But now we are running in virtual machine actually. On top of our cloud environment, we're using virtual machine. It's okay, no issue. So we select role-based or feature-based installation. Okay, configure a single server by adding roles and roles, services, and also features. Click next, and you will see the available server. Okay, we can select. Now we have one only, right? This is server ID win entry something, and then this IP address. This IP address belong to our private IP address. You can check back in your desktop and also your AWS cloud. This is your public IP address of this server, Windows Server 2012 R2. Okay, just let it there. Need to change, just click next one more time, and you see this is the roles of the server that can be added on. For example, application server, DHCP server, DNS server, fax server, and many more. But for us, we just want to add on web server, which is IIS, already in the package here. Just to install it, click IIS. See here, add feature that require the for the web server IIS. So I put all, include management tool if applicable, add features, click add features. Now you can see, so we can add on others if you want, but nobody, we already add this one, only IIS, no need to choose others. By default, just one IIS. Web server IIS provide reliable, manageable, and scalable web application infrastructure. Okay, click next. Now you see .NET Framework 3.5, just let the default configuration, because if you install others .NET Framework, this one the latest .NET Framework, then they can support ASP.NET and so on. Okay, maybe if you want you can just put, but now we just only to install the web server. We didn't want to change the default configuration. Then click next again. So you see web server roles. So web server are computer that let you share information over the internet or through intranet and extranet. The web server roles include Internet Information System IIS 8.5 with enhanced security diagnostic and administration. The unified web platform that integrates IIS 8.5, ASP.NET, and Windows Communication Foundation. So thing to note, this is just for your information. The default installation for IIS role include the installation of role services that enable you to serve static content. I mean only static, no HTML, make minor customization, monitor and log activity, and many more. So we just let it there. Default configuration, click next. You will get this. Common HTTP. So web server provides support for HTML website and optional for ASP.NET. Because we did not select ASP.NET, we just want the default one. So we'll support HTML. Performance, security, help, and diagnostic. Okay. Just let the default one. Click next. This is okay. This is for the confirmation what we will install. Then click install. All the packages is there. Just want to install it. So wait for a minute. So you see here, you can close this wizard without interrupting running task. It's still running. View task progress or open this page again by clicking notification. Okay. If everything are completed, so just click close. Now you see the progress. So just wait for it. Wait for a minute. everything now on the cloud environment, not in our desktop. So don't worry about the space. We utilize our credit in AWS Educate, so you can do a lot of things. Okay. Now success, you can close. Okay, next what you need to do once you already activate your IIS. This is your IIS. You see, previously we don't have this icon, right? By default. So now you already install it. IIS is there. So when you have the IIS, you can click the tools here. You got tools. Click tools. You find the internet. Where is internet? Internet Information Service Manager. This means your IIS manager. Okay. This is your IIS manager, localhost. Okay, click site here. This is your default website. And click default website. Click your site. This is your default website, right? Then you have this add website. Click add website. Then this window will be pop up. So you can put any name. Example, you put ICT 210, right? Okay. And the path here, you can click by default. This is by default. Net pub, and you can put your ICT 2110 by default. Or the website the index.html will be in www root, but now you can define it with your own path. Then you can store all the HTML file or your website file in this folder later. Okay, then just look here, build binding HTTP or assign, and then port 80. Click OK. Then okay, does not exist. We need to create first. It's okay, like if you don't want to create new, you can just using the default configuration. If you want to add on, you can just go to this folder, click new folder. So by default, this is your default configuration, www root. Okay. one of the sites. Okay, no problem. Yes. Restarted. So by default, this is your website, default website. So you can see later what are the default site. Later, once you want to start it, you want to add on, you want to edit, you can edit this. But not by default, you have already the default website. You can see later how to access your default website. Don't worry. Okay, that's all for the installation. For next video, we'll see the connection to your website.